Hi there, my name's Robin Rosario. I teach Tai Chi and Qigong here in Oakland, California. Today is January 3rd, 2021, and we are still in the throes of a raging coronavirus pandemic. So I wanted to talk today about breath work. It's so important, especially during this time, keeping our immune system strong, and our breathing has a huge effect on that. So, studies have found that mouth breathing can create a variety of problems, such as sleep apnea and snoring. And it also, when you breathe through your nose, you actually strengthen all those nasal passages and tissues. So, when you're inhaling through the nose, you are breathing more deeply. It allows you to breathe more deeply into your lower lungs, which feels like you're breathing into your back once you get the hang of it, which we're going to talk about the mechanics of breathing a little bit down the road here. So let me talk about the benefits of breathing in and out through your nose. Number one, sleep apnea and snoring. There have been studies that show that breathing through your nose helps people with sleep apnea and snoring. So some people actually have tried taping with a tiny piece of tape, not a big piece of tape, teeny tiny light piece of tape as a reminder to keep your mouth closed. And they have found that it significantly improves sleep apnea and snoring. And it does this also because it increases the tone of your nasal passages. Also, breathing through the nose, you tend to breathe deeper into the lower part of your lungs, which keeps oxygen in your lungs for a longer period of time, which then means you're getting more oxygen in your body, which is a really good thing. That helps your pH balance in your body. It helps stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system. It stimulates those receptors, and those receptors are good for calming us. Whereas when you breathe shallow and into your chest, you're stimulating those receptors for your fight or flight response, so it's not as calming. Breathing through the nose also has an effect of moistening the air that comes in. When you breathe through your mouth, you're actually dehydrating, you're losing water. So that's also important. And there's all these little tiny hairs in your nose, the cilia, and those are your first defense against environmental debris, pollens and dirt and pollution. And so we want to try to breathe through the nose so that we filter out as much of that as we can, so we're not breathing that directly into our lungs. The other thing about breathing through your nose is that it helps you slow down your breath. And again, breathing slower, it's more calming. So those are a few of the reasons why. Now, there's a couple of things. In Taoist practices, we often or always tell people to keep their tongue on the roof of their mouth. So this is a light touching of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. You're not trying to jam your tongue up through your palate. You lightly touch your tongue through the mouth. Up to the roof of your mouth. And there are reasons for this. But one mechanical reason is that if you touch your tongue lightly to the top of your mouth, it will encourage you to breathe through your nose. In a Taoist practice, there's a reason why they tell you to to touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth while you're practicing your breath work. And there are two channels. They're called extraordinary channels, acupuncture meridians, and they're called the governing vessel and the conception vessel, or also known as the renmai is the conception vessel, and dumai is the governing vessel. When you touch your tongue, you're connecting those two channels, and this creates a circuit, a flow, if you will, that you can use while you're meditating. I'm not going to talk any more about that at this point, but just so you know the reason behind it in Taoist practices. So let's talk a little bit about the mechanics of breathing. So, one other thing, the nose, right? How to get more air. A really easy way how to get more air breathing through your nose is to purse your lips a little bit. It's like a little smirk or grimace. You pull your lips back like that. And as soon as you do that, you'll notice that your sinuses open up and it makes it easier to get more air in. So I'm an avid hiker, and when I'm out hiking, I do that a lot. People will notice that I'm doing that, but it's so I can get more air in. I try to breathe through my nose all the time. Sometimes when I'm going up really big hills and I'm huffing and puffing, I can't do that. But when I'm out walking a lot, I'm breathing through my nose, in and out. So the mechanics of breathing. When you inhale, you want to, as I said, fill the lower lungs. Often when I ask people to take a deep breath, they do this. And they lift their rib cage and they breathe up into their chest. And you can't get very much air in doing that. So if you put your hands around your rib cage and you inhale, you'll notice that my hands, and you'll notice that your hands will move away from one another. And then as you exhale, they'll get closer together. It's like a bellows, right? Comes in and out. So I'm not lifting my rib cage. My rib cage stays down, and I feel like I'm breathing to my back. So purse your lips a little bit, and a good experiment to try is counting. So if you do nothing and you breathe to your chest, count and see how long it takes you to fill up with air. 6, maybe 7, and then fully exhale, and then try that again with breathing through the lower part, right? Keeping the rib cage down and expanding the rib cage down here. That was 20 as opposed to 7, say, when I was breathing into my chest. So you can fill up a lot more when you practice this. So I invite you to give that a try, and you feel free to use it. You can use it when you're sitting at a computer, when you're driving, anytime. Meditation, really good in meditation. And just as you go through your day, notice if you're breathing through your mouth or you're breathing through your nose, and bring your attention back to your nose, keeping the mouth closed. So this will help our immune system. Really good for us now during the pandemic. And thanks for joining, and hope to see you again. Bye.